Hola, you are welcome to my channel. My name is Terry. If you're new here, thank you so much for joining me. If you're an existing subscriber, thank you for coming back. Today, let's dive quickly into this topic. Today's topic is how to overcome fear in poetry. Overcoming fear is something everybody needs to know, and it's something everybody needs to learn. But one thing you need to understand is the fact that fear will never leave. Being tense before you go on stage is something that will stay with you forever. Yes, take my word for it. And believe you me, every single person is about to go on stage. Every single person is about to take the mic and talk to thousands and thousands of people. Always face their fears every time they want to go on stage. It's normal, right? There is nothing wrong with you psychologically or something. It's just normal. But they've gotten used to how to push through their fears and say, you know what, I don't care what happens, I'm going to do this. They've taken that, and I kind of think it's a mindset thing. It's something you need to overcome in your mind first. And one thing you should try to do is, before you go on stage, try as much as possible to see yourself on stage every single time. I mean, just visualize it, think about it, and just see yourself going on stage, see yourself talking to the thousands of people you want to speak to, see yourself holding the mic, see your expressions. Just visualize every single thing, and before you know, in your mind it's become a normal thing. And even though you're about to go on stage and then you just feel really tense, just take deep breath. Like, deep breaths always work every single time you're about to go on stage, and then you just breathe in deeply, breathe out slowly, breathe in deeply, breathe out slowly. Just do that a couple of times. And saying confessions actually also help. Telling yourself, you know what, I can do this, I'm good at this, I'm powerful, I'm strong, just before you go on stage. It really works. Then another thing you need to do is be prepared. When you're prepared for something, when you've rehearsed over and over again, when you've memorized all your lines, when you know it is easier to overcome your fears. But if you're not prepared, if you don't know all your lines, the fear will grip you, trust me. You'll just be thinking, oh, what if I flop? What if I forget my line? What if I do this? What if I do that? If you're ticked all those things, to be easy to overcome your fear. In fact, you will definitely not even be afraid. Like, you won't be so afraid, like, when you don't even rehearse. Because if you've rehearsed it, if I can wake you up from your sleep and you can just say all your lines, when it's time to say your line, you won't be afraid at all, because you know what to say, you know what you're saying, and all you have to do is just pick up the mic and start talking. So number one, I said, is make sure you're prepared. Number two is face the fears head on. Number three is have a mindset. Like, already visualize it, visualize what you want to do. And number four is make confessions. These things are so important, and trust me, if you do them, you have a very high chance of not flopping and overcoming your fear. And now the thing is, fear comes like in the first 1 minute or first 40 seconds that you go on stage. You might actually feel so afraid and feel like, oh, would they like it, would they not like it, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I know you might feel that way. Yeah, but after 1 minute, after you've gotten used to the stage, you discover that the fear just lives. Okay, just visualize it that way. It happens, and trust me, everybody goes through this. The first few seconds when you start your piece, you might actually feel really scared, but after that, you already get used to it. And then, because of fear, don't now say, okay, you're not going to look at the audience, you're not going to look at your eyes. It's to make your piece really, what do I want to say, be floppy or something. It's to make it not to be original. It's to feel like you're forced to do it. To feel like it just feels like it just doesn't look excellent when you don't do that. So you want to sort of carry yourself with so much charisma. And another tip I'm going to give you is, if you are afraid, fake confidence. Fake it, trust me, fake it till you make it. Act like you're confident. It's something that actually works. If you're feeling very scared, just act like you own it. Like, nothing's really going to happen. Like, you're good. Tell yourself you're good, you're good, you're good, you're good, and just kind of like force yourself into it. And another thing is, try to always make your intro very, very strong. If your intro is strong, if your intro is powerful, and you know that if people are going to listen to that particular intro, they're going to clap for you. And the truth is, if you don't believe that that intro is powerful, you don't believe that your write-up or your poem is powerful, people will not believe it's powerful. But the way you say it, the way you carry yourself, the way you say it with swag and excellence, people will believe that you know what you're doing and what you're saying is really powerful. So you have to carry it powerfully before people believe that what you're saying is really powerful. And if you talk like a very, very powerful person, if you talk like you know what you're doing, people will believe that you know what you're doing, and they will cheer you up. You know, they will say, okay, wow, that's nice, that's an amazing performance. So try to work on your intro. Now, if your intro is not so good, by the time you start, when you start, some people begin to make faces like, what's she saying? Or it's boring, or like, okay, your face will just be like, okay, let me see what she's trying to do. And then they begin to go with the flow. You're telling the story, and then probably when it gets to close to the climax, it now becomes like, oh wow. You don't want to go through that stress. Just make your intro really powerful. If your intro is powerful, you feel very, very confident, because by the time they listen to the intro, they'll be like, wow, I like the way she started. The trick of having a great poem is have a great beginning, have a massive ending. Start great, finish strong. Just start great and finish strong, and work on your entire piece. This is like the most important. Believe me, fear doesn't just start before you go on stage. Fear started while you were rehearsing. Fear started while you were writing. That was where fear started. If you've written your piece and you know you are nobody makes a great product and then begin to feel like my product is not good. If you trust in what you have, if you trust in your piece, if you trust in the fact that this piece is $1 million piece and is worth millions of dollars, you're going to show it off. And trust me, whatever you're doing, if you're going to speak on stage, you are showing you off. Because you're a brand, you're a product. And if people are going to call you for your next show or your next gig, they've got to believe that what you have is really good and is worth millions of dollars. I mean, nobody wants to call someone who's floppy, someone who is not so good or is mediocre. No, people love excellence. People want to see excellence. People want to believe that what you have is really good, and it will also sell your product. It will also sell your brand if they're going to use you. So you want to sort of raise those bars for yourself. You want to make them believe that what you're doing is great and is good. So start from the scratch. When you're working on your write-up, it doesn't have to be so glamorous, but it has to be good. Make sure it's good. Make sure you know what you're saying. Make sure every line is really good. Read it, read it, go back again and read it to other people and tell them, okay, what do you think? You think I should change something? Do you think I should add something? You think my beginning was good? And work on your intonation, work on how you're speaking, your charisma, your gesticulation, your face, your expressions. Work on every single thing and make sure that they're really put together. Believe me, if they're very, very, very put together, people would love it. Every single tiny detail really matters, because you never know when someone just decided to pay attention. Imagine 100 people might be listening to you. 50 might focus, 20 might be deciding if they want to focus, 30 might be saying, okay, let me see, 30 might just be saying, if other people cheer her on, I will also cheer her on. So they are waiting for other people to decide for them. So so you just have to just make them believe that what you're doing is good. So by the time the 50 cheer you on, or the 50 now decide, okay, I don't think what she did is good, I mean, the 30 will hate you. It's just how it works. The 30 will not like it at all. They'll be like, I told you it wasn't good. It wasn't good at all. It was so boring. It wasn't good at all. So it starts from when you're writing. And by the time you finish that write-up and you're rehearsing, know all your lines. Don't try to say, okay, I'm going to freestyle in this line. Never. Don't ever do that. I preach excellence, and I want you to also do excellently. So make sure it's excellence. Make sure you know your lines. Wake up the next day, rehearse it, rehearse. If it's a week you have, rehearse like this is the last thing you do on earth. put your life into it and rehearse, because you never know which piece would actually take you to where you want to be at. So rehearse and over and over again. And if your piece is ready, trust me, you will feel a certain level of confidence. You feel like, okay, you've got this and you know what you're doing. And if you feel that way, definitely the fear will reduce, because you know what you're doing. You just know it. I think just go on stage and kill it massively. Alright, so thank you so much for watching this video. I trust you actually learned a whole lot. So let me just go back into what I took you through. So number one, work on your write-up and make sure your write-up is good. Number two, your mindset. Make sure that you visualize what you want to say. Then your confession. Make confessions if you have to. Say to yourself, I've got this, I know what I'm doing. And number four, now I'm trying to remember what I said. Number four, what's my number four tip? Anyway, just work on those four things, or you can go back to the video and watch it, right? Thank you so much. I love you so much. If you have any question, I want you to leave the question in the comment section. Talk to me about any question that you have. And if you also feel you have a tip that would help you, yes, I remember number four. Number four is breathe in and breathe out before you speak. Make sure you do that. So if you have anything you want to tell me, just tell me in the comment section, or go to my Instagram page and send me a direct DM and I'll reply you ASAP. I love you so much. Please do click on the subscribe button and also on the notification bell. I love you. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.